Welcome to the pre-work for the Congress cluster. So, as we all know, Congress has not been the most popular group of late. They've been the butt of a lot of jokes. But the truth is, even during a very divided time like today, Congress still has some very important jobs to do, like pass a federal budget in order to keep our government running. And on top of that, they're also discussing and voting on a lot of important issues that affect each of us, like healthcare, net neutrality, and even the process our country goes through to decide if it will go to war. These issues affect everyone, and yet many Americans aren't even sure who their representative in Congress is or how Congress really works. So, what does this have to do with pre-work? Well, like in many political science courses, Congress professors are struggling with how to explain to their students the current political climate, how our government is structured, and how their students can go about getting involved. So, where do professors turn for textbooks for their Congress course? They come to the best and the most trusted. CQ Press has its roots in Congress. The C in CQ Press stands for Congress, and we've always been known for publishing the best books in this course area, starting with Davidson, Congress and its Members, now in its 16th edition. Congress and its Members is the gold standard for textbooks on Congress. And it's the gold standard because of its comprehensive coverage of the current Congress and legislative process. Some of the topics covered in Davidson include the history of Congress and how it became what it is today, how members get elected, what it's like when you're in, who's in charge, the different committees and the rules that govern them, and it looks at how Congress works with all of the other branches of government. And lastly, it looks at the challenges Congress is facing in the 21st century. But one of the most popular things about this book is that it talks about the dual nature of Congress. The fact that it is at its core a lawmaking institution, but that it's also made up of a collection of politicians who are constantly seeking re-election. Davidson digs into how that affects the functioning and effectiveness of Congress and how they work on behalf of the people they're supposed to represent. Here are a couple things that are new to this edition. The authors provide recent examples of legislative battles and policy debates. There are profiles of the new leaders and members following the 2016 elections. The authors discuss recent changes in congressional rules and procedures. There is extensively revised coverage of presidential-congressional relations that gives students insight into the relationship between President Trump and the current Congress and how this relationship differs from those with past elected officials. And lastly, the authors examine the rising party conflict in the House and Senate and highlight the intense party conflict in the 2016 elections, the changing roles of House and Senate leaders, and the advances of coalition building. Remember, CQ Press is known for Congress. We have the best-selling books for this course area, and this is still a course where professors use multiple books, so don't forget to bundle. If you're leaving a professor's office with just one book adopted, you're leaving money on the table. There are a few questions you can ask to help you determine what book to bundle with the core Davidson text. Do you focus on rules and procedures in your course? Suggest Olasek. Do you incorporate outside readings? Dodd is our reader for this course. Do you focus on elections? Herndson is our congressional elections book. And do you look at how laws and rules are made in Congress? Then suggest Sinclair. Thank you for taking the time to view the Congress pre-work. We look forward to seeing you at the NSM.